Hey everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thanks so much for joining us on a Monday night. Got a brand new single to play for you from a fantastic artist from North Carolina, and she has had a video that we're going to talk about. It's been directed by the great Pam Tillis. It was premiered on Heartland Network, and the new single is called I Thank God, and I'm very pleased to have the artist with me on the show tonight. We're going to play it for you and talk about her great career. It's a pleasure to welcome Paige King Johnson to My Kind of Country. Paige, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you, Scott?
I am fantastic. So great to have you on the show tonight. I appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always fun to get to talk to some new people.
Well, absolutely, and I'm looking forward to playing your new song for our listeners tonight. And before we talk about your music, give me a little bit of your background. I know you're from North Carolina. Give me a little bit of how you got into the wonderful world of country music.
Yes, well, I was raised on country music. That's what a whole lot of people around me are from, basically because we got to live everyday life of what the country songs were talking about, and I'm so grateful for that. And about the time I was 10 years old, I got a guitar for Christmas from my grandpa, and a few years before that I kind of started taking some piano lessons and kind of gotten a formal introduction to music, and my family saw how much joy that music brought to me and how much I enjoyed performing for them, to be able to get them all in a room together, and it was just something that they could see brought light to my eyes every single time, I was introduced to it. And so my grandpa bought me a guitar for Christmas when I was 10 years old and encouraged me to start taking lessons there and just kind of seeing, going down a different avenue, where it would take me. And I really clung to it. I so enjoyed music. I so enjoyed, like I said, the performance side, but just, everything that came with it, and the storytelling and, all the amazing nuances and facets, especially of country music. And then just a few months after that Christmas, my granddad actually ended up passing away. And so I kind of took that as my sign from the Lord and from him that, maybe music was something that I was meant to take more seriously than just as a hobby. And that was really when I started putting my head down and taking all of my lessons seriously. And honestly, after that, I really never looked back. I always tell people I got bit by the country music bug, and I still haven't recovered.
That's great. I love that. And you got really serious about it because I know you also attended Belmont University, took music business classes there at the college.
I did, yeah. Around the time I was a sophomore in high school was really when it started clicking in my brain that, wait, people sing music every night and make money from it. I don't think those lights had ever been turned on before my brain. And so I started looking into the business side of music and seeing, where that could take me. And I found Belmont University in Nashville. And of course, when I saw Nashville, my eyes lit up again, and that really just seemed like the perfect marriage of being able to get an education and also trying to figure out the whole world of country music and see what that could look like for me. And so after high school graduation, I packed up and I moved to Nashville, and I was out there full time for 5 years, and now I've just been back and forth since COVID. And it's a great place to be able to call a second home, and it's full of some amazing people that I've been able to meet and write with, and created a lot of different opportunities for me that I honestly, never would have dreamed of having.
That's fantastic. Belmont University is a beautiful campus, and I love the Belle Meade Plantation. Did you ever get a chance to go visit there? Yeah. We went there a few years ago with my wife and daughter and I. Man, just a beautiful, beautiful area. That whole area in there is just gorgeous.
Nashville is just so pretty. There's so many different parts of town that, I feel like the regular tourist doesn't get to appreciate, but, living there, you really do kind of find all these different pockets of places that, have so much history and so much beauty in them, and it's, that's a really cool thing to be able to have in your backyard.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, North Carolina is beautiful, too. That is for sure.
I definitely get the best of both worlds, for sure.
Yeah, you bet. There's a great record store in Wilmington, North Carolina that I love. It's called the Record Bar, and man, they have some. I collect old vinyl. They have some great stuff there. That's for sure.
Nice. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Now, what town are you from, Paige?
I'm originally from Anger, North Carolina, which is just south of Raleigh.
Okay. That's beautiful country down there, that is for sure.
It is. It is. I took it for granted way too much when I was young and got raised here. And whenever I moved to Nashville, I really did realize just how beautiful of a place I was able to be raised in.
That's for sure. Folks, Paige's website is paigekingjohnson.com. We will put that information on our Facebook page for My Kind of Country. You can also check her out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter also. And we'll put all that information on our Facebook page for My Kind of Country. And a brand new single tonight that you have written and recorded. It's called I Thank God. And a very interesting story behind this song. Tell me about this new single, Paige.
Yeah, well, I always tell people that before I'm a songwriter or an artist or anything, I'm first a believer, and I would not have this job and all the opportunities I have if it weren't for, my Lord and Savior. And the day that we sat down and wrote this song, it really just kind of was written out as a prayer of thanksgiving, because I don't know about you, but I can find myself going through day-to-day life and easily take things for granted that I know not everybody else has the luxury of being able to have. And so we really just kind of wrote it down as something to make us mindful of the things that we have on the days that, we maybe want to gripe and complain about stuff. And I started playing it out at shows kind of hesitantly just to see what the reaction was. And that song at every single show was the song that brought people up to the stage or to the merch table at the end of the night saying, that song about God, can I find that song anywhere? Can I download it? And at that point, we hadn't made any plans for it to be a single, but after dozens and dozens of people had come up and asked me that, I was like, okay, maybe this song was meant to be, something bigger than just what happened in the writing room that day. And there was so much magic in the studio when we got to record this song, and, truly could just feel something way bigger than us in that room. And it's been a song that has opened up so many great conversations with strangers, and I think that's the beauty of being able to write songs and sing songs, is that you can kind of be able to tell other people's stories without ever even knowing it. And whenever you do get to meet those people, it just makes it that much more gratifying and worth it all.
That's for sure. There's so many great people that I've met through country music, and you make lifelong friends and just make those connections.
Mm-hmm.
And I find myself, and I was actually talking to my daughter about this the other day. We you're right. We go through daily life, and we pray for things. We pray for our health and our safety and things like that. But sometimes we forget to say thank you, and I think that's something I've become much more aware of, and I hear a lot of that in this song too. It's something that it's a comfort for all of us, and I think we all need to hear it right now. Certainly with all the crazy stuff going on in this world right now.
Yes.
Well, tell me about the video for this, and Pam, tell us, how did she get involved with directing? This is her third video that she's directed for you, I think, right?
Yes, Pam has been a friend of mine for a while now, and I'm just so grateful to have been introduced to her. And Pam always, brings a new light and a new vision to songs that I never, ever would have imagined. And that's the beauty of collaborating with anybody, but especially somebody like Pam, who has spent so many years in the industry, and she spent so many years in front of a video camera, and so she knows so well how to articulate things from behind the camera as a producer. And it's been really cool to watch her over the years kind of step into that producer role, which was something that she had never done before she started working with me. And so there was a lot of trust that both of us kind of had to put in the other whenever we stepped into this partnership, if you will, on these different videos. And with every single project that we've done, she's kind of started peeling back more and more layers of myself that neither I or she knew were there. But it's kind of been a nice little surprise every single time that we do work on these videos and something else comes up. And her vision and her outlook on things is so cool, and I'm just so grateful to have her on my side and to be able to reach out to her as a mentor. And I call her my big sister in country music, and I'm just so grateful for her.
Well, that's really great. How did you guys meet?
Through a team member of mine, Bernard Porter has been in the industry for quite a few years, and he worked with Pam back in the day, and as we started working on stuff back in 2020, right when the shutdown started happening, we were trying to figure out, okay, what does music releases look like for us this year? And he had reached out to Pam just to kind of let her hear some new music while she had some time off the road, and she immediately clung to my stuff and believed in me as a songwriter and believed in me as an artist, and was just asking, okay, how can I get involved in any way possible? And it kind of morphed into her, stepping into this producer role, and it was crazy, but absolutely amazing.
That is fantastic. What a great lady. And very talented, there's no doubt about that. And of course, a long history in country music with her and her dad, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, I noticed on your website you've got a lot of tour dates coming up this year, and you're going to be busy. I was curious to find out more about the theater that you had, the dinner theater.
Yes, so that all kind of started. That was my brainchild back in high school whenever I had what I was telling you, that kind of aha moment of, wait, people can make money and still do what they love. And so that was really my first introduction to what does the business side of music look like. And I started that theater in my hometown on the front of trying to figure out the business side, but also, I come from a small town, and we're about an hour outside of any big city, and on top of me being a teenager that couldn't play in bars, there wasn't anywhere local for all of my friends and family to be able to go listen to music. And so, I had the very naive thought of, well, why not make a place? It can't be that hard, right?
Famous last words.
Me as my little 15 and 16-year-old self, I just kind of took it by the bootstraps and ran with it. And, it has grown over the years so organically and morphed into different things over the years. But it taught me a lot on the very front end about, what the backside of putting on a show like that looks like. And, it taught me so many things way before I even got to Belmont, which was very helpful.
Well, I think that's wonderful. You definitely have researched both sides. The music business can really eat you up, and it sounds like you've got a pretty good handle on that going in.
Well, I don't know. The curveballs can always be thrown at you, but it's nice to be as prepared as you can be.
That is for sure. Well, folks, please check out Paige's website, PaigeKingJohnson.com. We will put that information on our Facebook page. Check out her videos on YouTube. And if you get a chance to go see one of her great shows, please do that. All of her tour dates are listed there. There's a bunch of them. And make sure you go and check out her great show. And we're going to play I Thank God for you right now as we continue with My Kind of Country. And Paige, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show. Wish you all the best and keep us posted on any new music you got coming out. We'd love to get it on the air for you.
Oh, I absolutely will. Thank you so much.
All right, that's Paige King Johnson. Here is I Thank God as we continue with My Kind of Country.
When I pour my cup of coffee and watch that sweet sunrise and catch a bite to eat before I kiss him goodbye for another day as I head off to that 40-hour job, I thank God. When I put my car in drive on an old familiar road and get to live a life in this town that I call home, I can't help but see my roots. They run deeper than I thought, and I thank God. Thank God for the laughter, the family and friends. I thank God for the memories that make the time well spent, and for the ones that guide me when I'm feeling lost. I thank God. As I sit out on the porch of this humble starter home to see Old Glory flying on a weathered wooden pole, know it stands for something that I never could have bought. I thank God. I thank God for the red, waving with the white and blue. I thank God for the soldiers always coming through, and for the freedoms that I have but never fall. Oh, I thank God. Oh, I thank God. As I lay down at night and close my eyes to pray, I'm grateful for the gifts of another blessed day, for the life that I've been given. With every breath I draw, I thank God. Oh, I thank God. I thank God for His Son and the words that He spoke. I thank God for salvation at the end of my road, 'cause it's a promise that I know He will keep. Through the trials and tribulations that I see, because I know He sacrificed it all for me. I thank God.